이렇게 간만에 돌아오게 된 주 제이이고요. 오늘은 제가 들었던 여름학기 관해서 말씀을 드리고, 이제 제가 오늘이 마지막 수업이거든요, 사실은. 오늘 이제
Examples of presentation.
Hello guys, this is group 3 and we have it for healthcare sector. Here are our updates. Big pharmacy benefit managers increase the drug cost according to FTC. 마지막 프레젠테이션을 끝내면 모든 게 끝은 모든 걸로부터 자유로워지는 그런 순간인데 제가 들었던 여름 학기가 너무 좋았어서 이거의 커리큘럼 설명드리고 그다음에 제 프레젠테이션 프랙티스 영상을 담아볼까 합니다. 먼저 이 커리큘럼 말이죠. 첫 번째, 이밸류에이션을 합니다. 어떤 거에 대한 이밸류에이션이냐? 저희가 대학교 이름으로 그 펀딩을 하고 있어요, 지금. 이 펀딩을 하고 있는데 그 인베스트먼트를 하고 있는 거죠. 그래서 저희가 포트폴리오가 있어요. 이 포트폴리오가 어떤 거에 관한 거냐면 테크에 투자하고 있고 뭐 consumer staples, healthcare 제가 하고 있는 healthcare 그리고 financials and real estate 등등의 그 되게 다양한 분야에 저희가 위험을 해지하면서 이렇게 인베스트먼트를 하고 있습니다. 그래서 이거에 대한 이 인더스트리에 대한 이밸류에이션을 엑셀을 통해서 했어요. 우리가 지금 하고 있는 이 투자가 맞게 되고 있는지 이게 왜 그렇게 이렇게 되지만 네, 지금 우리가 하고 있는 게 맞는지 그거를 이제 첫 번째 프로젝트로 했고 그걸 이제 리포트를 상당히 많이 썼습니다. 그리고 두 번째는 이제 팀플로 넘어가는데요. 제가 저희가 포트폴리오를 갖고 있다고 했잖아요. 이거의 섹터별로 예를 들어서 테크면 테크팀, 헬스케어면 헬스케어 팀 이렇게 팀을 나눴어요. 그리고 그 안에서 이제 조금 더 깊숙하게 들어가는 프로젝트였는데 저는 이제 뭐 헬스케어 인더스트리를 담당하고 있으니까 헬스케어 관련해서 말씀을 드리자면 저희는 헬스케어를 1% 정도 오버웨이트 하기로 했어요. 그러니까 섹터가 많지만 그 안에서 못하고 있는 섹터 같은 경우는 퍼센테이지를 줄여야 우리 학교가 이득이 많이 나잖아요. 그래서 저희는 근데 저희가 판단하기에 마켓이 지금은 언더밸리드 되어 있기 때문에 이거는 정말 1%를 더 오버웨이트 해도 괜찮다라고 판단해서 일단 전반적으로 1%를 이제 올리기로 했고 그 안에서의 이제 어떤 주식을 통해서 이렇게 퍼센테이지를 늘려갈까 이거를 이제 결정을 해서 오늘 이제 프레젠테이션 하는 피치를 하는 그런 날입니다. 바이앤 셀이 있을 거고요. 당연하게. 그리고 오늘이 그 프레젠테이션의 마지막 날인 거죠. 제가 정말 운이 좋게도 팀을 너무 잘 만났어요. 그러니까 이 팀 애들이 정말 열심히 하는 친구들이고, 전반적으로. 그리고 뭐 PPT를 정말 못 만들긴 했지만, 제가 이제 좀 어느 정도 더 시간을 내서 이렇게 꾸몄었던, 꾸며서 이제 모든 게 괜찮아졌어요. 그러니까 막 잘했다라고 할 수는 없겠지만, 봐줄만 한 정도까지 올라왔습니다. 네, 그래서 이제 지금부터는 제가 프레젠테이션 연습을 한번 해보도록 할 건데요. 이제 저희가 만든 그 디시전에 관해서 그냥 대략 설명을 드릴게요. 1% 오버웨이트 하기로 했죠. 근데 그 안에서 팔 스톡들은 리제너런이라는 바이오텍 회사를 팔 거예요. 그러고 나서 인사이트라는 회사를 사올 거고 시그나라는 인슈런스 컴퍼니예요. 그 컴퍼니 좀 더 사와가지고 이제 1%를 올리는 그런 전략을 지금 갖고 있습니다. 이제 몇 번 시도를 계속하고 있고, 이게 약간 한 세네 번 찍었던 것 같아요, 처음부터. 이제 이걸 진짜 마지막으로 하는 practice presentation 비디오를 찍어보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 그러면 let me share my screen first. Okay. Okay, don't be nervous. You got it, you got it, I got it, I got it. I can do that. 자, 그러면 시작 한번 해볼게요. 3, 2, 1, ready, go! 자, 이게 healthcare investment presentation 먼저 일단 그 첫 슬라이드고요. This is my part. So let us begin. Let me begin. So here's the regulation of healthcare. As regulatory changes highly influence the healthcare sector, the upcoming election is critical in its outlook. For years after the Affordable Care Act was passed, Republicans have run on abolishing it. This includes Donald Trump as well. However, he has recently had favorable looks on the Affordable Care Act, and he only wants to repeal and reprove it by reducing regulatory burdens. Therefore, thanks to the deregulation, it can speed up the drug approval process at FDA. Another critical policy under Trump's administration would be the push for price transparency, asking hospitals to list their charges publicly. And also, the recent Supreme Court ruling in the Chevron case could further benefit the healthcare industry. The ruling limits judicial review of federal agencies' interpretation of ambiguous laws as long as they deemed as reasonable, which may influence.
Aside from the expected lax regulation, the healthcare market is bullish due to the aging population and technological advancement. As the baby boomers age, chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, and diabetes become more prevalent. Therefore, the demand for healthcare services is now increasing. Also, innovations like AI in healthcare are enhancing patient care and Medicare research. For instance, Tempus leverages AI for personalized treatment plans, enabling physicians to do a data-driven decisions. Currently, the healthcare sector's forward PE ratio is 18.80, below the 5-year historical average of 20, indicating the industry is undervalued. So the convergence of these factors highlights a promising outlook for the industry as it evolves to meet the complex needs of the future. Therefore, we suggest a 1% increase in the overall healthcare portfolio. Now let's move on to the sale of the Regeneron. 자, Cigna is a global health service company where its revenue generated by Evolus Pharmaceutical Services and Cigna Healthcare Insurance. Its market cap is about $100 billion and it has a beta of 0.53. Such a lower beta indicates the low volatility compared to the market. Meanwhile, its forward PE ratio is 11.96, lower than its peer companies such as United Health Group and Humana. At the same time, it has a high EPS growth rate of more than 50%, which shows the undervaluation of the stock. One catalyst is that the sale of the Medicare business for $3.3 billion. Well, for now, I like to focus on the Medicare business first. The core revenues of Cigna is come from Evolus, Cigna Healthcare, and other categories. So as you can see here, total revenue for Cigna is about $57,000 million, and the prevailing revenue is from Evolus, with almost more than 80% of the total revenue, while more than 20% of total revenue is from Cigna Healthcare Insurance. And as you can imagine, that Medicare business is not a main driver when it comes to the revenue, because it is involved in the other sectors, which generate only 0.29% of the revenue. On top of that, the Medicare Gold Rush is now slowing down, with the federal government providing additional funding to states in exchange for continued Medicaid enrollment starting in March 2020. This requirement lasted 3 years, boosting Medicare enrollment to 94 million people by 2023. However, that was the peak of it. But big insurance like United Health, Molina, and Elevance benefited until March 2023. However, with at least 20 million people disenrolled over the past year, insurers now face higher costs and reduced revenue. On top of the unwinding, Elevance CFO noted that increased utilization of outpatient home health radiology by Medicaid members. So such disenrollment and also the increased utilization pose a threat on this business. Now let us focus on the sale. Healthcare Service Corporation and the Cigna Group expect the deal to close in 2025. Until then, the Cigna can potentially maximize its benefits and strategically position itself by leveraging the Medicare Advantage enrollment period before the anticipated changes in Medicare policies in 2026 and the business sale. Cigna, to be honest, Cigna held a modest market share in the Medicare Advantage market around 2 to 3% with about 500,000 members. This position, while significant, was small compared to the market leaders. The decision to sell the Medicare Advantage business allowed Cigna to focus on its core strengths and invest in high growth rates, aligning with its long-term strategic goals. Lastly, let us focus on the sale, whether or not the sale was worth for $3.3 billion. Well, the answer is it was worth it because you can cut lots of operating costs. For instance, larger Medicare Advantage providers like United Health Group spent over $65 billion annually on their Medicare Advantage businesses, including Medicare claims and administrative expenses. Given the substantial investment to maintain and to grow its business, the decision to sell this segment can be considered as a strategic move. Also, Cigna said that the deal is free of additional $400 million in financial reserves that it can retain and deploy. Consequently, the sale of Medicare business is inherently worth $3.7 billion, so which is really good. Another catalyst is the opportunity for the specialty pharmacy services market, which provides medicines that require special handling, administration, or monitoring, for instance, obesity. The growing number of patients with chronic and complex disease, as you can see here, as well as global increase in aging population, leads to a higher demand for specialty pharmacy services. The specialty market is projected to continue growing by 8% per year, driven by new drugs coming, such as Kisunla, which slow down the process of Alzheimer, and high demand for the GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic. So therefore, the growth of specialty pharmacy services market can widen the opportunities to Cigna, especially its business Avanos. Yet, it will help the move for Express Scripts, which is a key driver to maintain Avanos. And it is a Cigna's pharmacy benefit manager subsidiary, which deals with prescription drug plans, mail order pharmacy services, and specialty pharmacy services. It manages drug benefits for both commercial and government health plans. Express Scripts would be better off by focusing on revenue growth, differentiation, cost management, and also technological advancement. Therefore, it can leverage the expanding specialty pharmacy market to drive success. Well, lastly, I like to focus on the valuation of it. Well, let me just stress out for the PE, beta, and EPS growth. Cigna has lower forward PE and a lot higher EPS growth, whether compared to its peer companies, and it demonstrates that the stock is now undervalued. Simultaneously, it signals it is an attractive investment. Besides, positive momentum and solid assets divided by liabilities ratios are encouraging in such a sign. To sum up, Cigna is a potentially undervalued stock with strong growth prospects and solid balance sheet. Thank you. And let us move on to the conclusion.